Welcome to the 2-on-1 tag team match of the century. As $2 billion titans go at it. In this corner, it takes 30% of your work for using its platform. Doesn't know a proprietary chord it hasn't tried. Weighing in at a whopping, mind-bending $1 trillion. Apple! And its unwitting partner, it knows your search history and listens to everything you say in your home, and weighing in at an impressive $632 billion, a Google! And in this corner, loved by screeching, prepubescent, foul-mouthed boys and girls everywhere, known for its shiny colors, and weighing in at just over $18 billion, Epic Games! Now, let's get ready to grumble! Wow, and what a showdown. No one would have seen this coming even just a few days ago. Epic Games slowly circling Apple. They've got eyes trained on them, and oh, goodness, Epic drops their price of the V-Bucks by 20% permanently, but only if you buy it outside of Apple's 30% money grab ecosystem. That is a brash and bold opening, I'll tell you that right now. Apple looks stunned and retaliates. Holy cow. They just took Fortnite off of their store. They removed it entirely. Now, that is a $360 million takedown of revenue for Apple. Google, however, looks confused. They don't seem like they even know what they're there for or what's going on in the moment. It just follows what Apple is doing and also removes Fortnite from its Play Store as well. Boy, Google does not look happy to be in this situation. And Epic Games they're smiling. What are they? Epic Games releases a redone version of Apple's classic 1984 trailer. I have to say, it's rather well done. It looks fantastic, but I think Apple's been played. Epic knew what they would do, and they're punching hard and high above their weight class. Apple just stands there, taking the blow. It's barely even phasing them, and oh, goodness! Epic hits them with an upper lawsuit cut right to the chin. That one got their attention. Apple and Google lawyer up, but wait, what's this? What? Someone secure the doors. Hey! Oh, it's breached. Just get out of the way. The doors to the stadium have been breached. Maybe hundreds of thousands of children are flooding down the aisles, floss dancing their way to the stage and riding colorful llama piñatas. They're surrounding Epic Games and protecting the company they love oh so much. They're swarming Apple and Google with complaints, billions of tiny baby teeth biting into every ounce of flesh. Oh, the humanity. Cut the camera. Go to another show, quickly.
Welcome to the Crashed While Loading podcast.
Does internet porn know you're cheating on it?
Video games.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Movies and TV.
Don't worry, Professor. I was an accident, too.
Half-assed reviews.
Just as I suspected. Hollow!
And everything else.
Jeez, mate. What do you want to do tonight?
Off. We need to go on a quick adventure.
Well, hello there, people of the interwebs. Welcome to the 9th episode of Crash While Loading. We got a great show for you today. Remember, you can always watch us live over at twitch.tv/CrashedWhileLoading. Click the Discord button under that and join us in our Discord channel where you can talk to us during the week. And with me today is the almost entire crew minus a Ben. Jazz.
Yay!
Sib.
Hello.
Straffy on the floor.
Yay!
And Yunfei.
Hello.
Yay! That's the yay I heard about, wasn't it? Yep.
Yes.
So everybody having a good week. Any mid-continental hurricanes or anything that maybe days without power that anybody had going on this week? All right, I'll take that evil cackle as a no.
I hear tell Jazz was living the Fallout life for a few days.
Yeah.
Yes,
very
yes, I
much so.
was. It was a bit apocalyptic, I will agree, but I survived.
How many days were you without power and internet?
Almost 3 days, not quite.
Wow.
So it was 2.5 days, and it felt like a week.
You
was
were a
awful.
you're a brave woman. You know, we actually have grief counselors on the way. It's just paid by the show to help you get through this tough time.
Oh,
But
actually,
no, seriously, that would have been
we
so
were
awful.
honestly. It did feel like a long time at night because during the day I stayed busy, but at night I play games and relax, and I couldn't do that because there was no power. So I went to bed early every night, and that meant that I was up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning every morning when the sun came up, trying to find something to do with my time. So my house was very clean.
Right.
I got a lot of things done that I had been putting off simply because I didn't fucking want to.
Oh, hey, how was your car? I saw the branches fell on your car. Did it take any damage?
No, actually, weirdly, the car's not damaged at all. Neither was Jay's. And the only thing that we appear to lost on the house was some of the gutters got dinged up and will have to be replaced. But the roof seems fine. We're going to have the adjuster come out and just look. And the guy that did a lot of our work is going to come out and check everything and make sure we're okay. But most of the damage, our barn is untouched, of course. The one thing that I would mind if it was totally destroyed.
If it just collapsed in on itself into a black hole.
Yeah. Just they would have paid to scoop it out with the machines and throw it all away. And
joke's on you, Jazz. That barn's gonna outlast your house.
I know. Still there.
100 years from now, people are gonna be like, "Didn't there used to be a house over near that old barn?"
Yeah, I know. So we lost. Gosh, we're going to lose about 4 or 5 trees.
You've got trees to spare. You're fine.
We have a lot of trees, and now they're very pruned. There are a lot less of them, rather. We had 3 very large branches across our driveway that we had to remove. Nathan, my middle boy, got to use an axe for the first time, and he did it actually really well. I was surprised.
And how long will they be doing before they fit him for the prosthetic?
He swung that. At first they were not really doing too much with it. It was just kind of bouncing off the wood. And I was like, hey, you got to angle it a little different, and you got to do this and that, and you got to hold it like this. And he just started whacking at it. And so within a couple of minutes, he had it down pat. And
that's good.
All that
Fortnite. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, but he just went to town. And because we had been using, my husband has this really neat, well, it looks kind of like a link that you pull off of a chainsaw.
Yeah, I know it.
But it's a saw, and it's got handles on the left and right, and you kind of back and forth, and it chops up trees, small trees.
Yeah.
It's really handy. And we also have a couple of hand saws, but they weren't touching this wood. It wasn't really doing any good. So we got I was like, only thing I can think of is an axe. We don't have a chainsaw. So, and the axe worked.
Yeah. You use what you got.
I was pleased. It was not nearly as bad as some folks. Some folks lost parts of their houses.
Yeah. Those straight line winds, we get them, or sideways tornadoes.
Well, this was, this derecho. Hurricane, actually, is what it is. It's a hurricane in the middle of Iowa. And we've had it one other time in my memory. They called it the straight line or high line winds. Mm-hmm. But it's the derecho effect, or Dreco, or however you say it.
There's some meteorologist out there right now, not even listening to their show, their head just collapsed in on itself.
Yeah, I know.
Every time she says it.
Garaco.
But whatever. We had it in Iowa in 2000, or 1998, 2000, somewhere in there. I forget exactly when I was living in the trailer park back then.
Could be
before the boys were around.
Could be you just live right in her Tornado Alley, man. I mean, you're in the north
part of
Iowa.
No, we're not. Actually,
really?
Marshalltown is only we had that tornado 2 years ago. Prior to that, it had been a couple hundred years since we'd had a tornado in this area. It's very unusual. So now we've had these 2 storms 2 years apart that have just decimated Marshalltown, and this whole area is just a mess.
Y'all know what's really going on, right? Nobody? The folks in Oz are having their revenge finally upon Kansas.
That's right.
And Iowa.
Oh, this isn't Kansas. This is Iowa.
I don't care. You're close enough.
Well, if you want to talk about places that are unprepared, let's go down to Texas, where if there's a snowflake, their one snowplow for the entire state can't keep up.
I mean, we don't even got a snowplow. What are you talking about?
Exactly. I think that
they just salt the shit out of it and hope it goes away.
The Dallas-Fort Worth area is like, I got a shovel.
Yeah, pretty much. That's accurate.
But no, I'm glad everything turned out all right. And
it was scary during it. My kids had never been through anything like that. We didn't have any warning. The sirens went off after. Helpful guys, thanks.
Yeah.
But it came so fast because
it just they spin up and they're done. They're there and gone.
It was normally those they go about 20, 30 miles an hour. Sometimes 40 or 50. These were doing 100 to 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So they cleared a very short distance in a very fast pace. So it hit Marshalltown about 3 minutes before it hit us because of the way it was curved.
And those radars take like a full half minute to a minute to go all the way around in a circle. And by then it's already traveled a couple. It's like,
right. And so my son came into my office and was like, we have a bad storm heading this way, Mom. And he's always doing that. So he's paranoid about them. So I looked at it and I said, okay, that does look kind of bad. And I shooed him off and I went and I opened up the door to look out of my office. And I looked up at the sky and there was a funnel cloud right above us. And I went, oh. And then this barrel of water. And it really was a barrel. It was like it was almost like a holographic projection. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Just riding that
barrel of water went rolling across my trees. And I slammed the door and ran. And you know when my fat ass is running, there's a problem.
You better follow.
Ran into the living room and said, everybody into the bathroom. Let's go, 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 go. Oh, but it was, obviously we were okay. But yeah, it was fast. And it's just amazing to me how Mother Nature can be that angry and it lasted about an hour. It was a long storm.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad everybody has turned out all right. And it's basic minor damage, really.
And our house is totally electric. So we don't have gas. Like a gas oven or anything. So we were really kind of on our own.
Living the frontier life. So because I get most of my frontier knowledge from Oregon Trail, did anybody get dysentery?
No, nobody got dysentery.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm just making sure because I understand that is a real problem upon the trail that leads to Oregon. So, how about you, Yudfei? It looks like you got some TV stuff in.
Yeah, when I could. It was a really busy week, but we finished Umbrella Academy season 2.
Did you like it?
And I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Sib and I started watching the first season with her, so I think we've been through 2 episodes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, get on that.
We also been busy. Being lazy.
I said I was going to pace myself with season 2, but I didn't.
You finished you finished like the next day after the episode. You said that, didn't you?
Yep, yeah. I did, but that's okay because funds are low this month. So I finished when I finished Umbrella Academy. I just went ahead and canceled Netflix for this month. So
yeah, that works.
It worked out okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Netflix, apparently they're making a live action Avatar: The Last Airbender series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of hope for it.
Well,
that all pales next to the power of Grayskull, darling.
I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen enough of the movie to know that it
was so bad.
Hot garbage.
Yeah, it was
offensive. It was so bad.
Yeah. It didn't follow. It followed everything loosely, but even the way the bending worked, it wasn't like firebenders couldn't create the fire. They could only control it like Pyro from the X-Men, which is not a thing. And yeah, I'm still on the fence on the live action because also this week they announced that the creators that were helping them work on the live action show that dropped out.
Yep.
So that's I mean, it's not done by M. Night Shyamalan still, and Amazon. I mean, not Amazon, but Netflix. I mean, Netflix does a lot of really good stuff all on their own, like Umbrella Academy. You know, if they've got similar people like that working on Avatar, you never know. I mean, The Witcher. They've got a lot of really good stuff under their belt, so that gives me a little bit of hope. But then again, Marvel also had, or Disney also had Marvel under their belt, and then look what they did with Star Wars. So,
yep.
Just saying.
I read that they were considering just retconning that whole trilogy.
I don't know if I read that. I think we might. I don't know if we said that on a previous show, but I hope, honestly, they almost need to.
It's a rumor going around the internet, but yes, I agree.
It was so badly made, you know, and I don't mind the J.J. Abrams ones. They're still not great, but the characters are flat. They're boring. You know, I just hate the fact that they had the chance to really do something great and make the best of the actors because now we've lost Carrie Fisher.
Yep.
Harrison Ford will want nothing to do with it. I mean, I can't imagine the gobs of money Disney threw at him just to reprise the role twice.
Yeah.
And his caveat was like, "You got to kill me this time, right?"
Yeah. And then and Hamill, I think Hamill will be up for anything.
Yeah,
he wasn't happy with the way Luke was treated, so I think he would come back if Luke was done right.
He kind of also said he was kind of over it all.
Yeah,
burned too, so.
He also said that before he reprised the role of Luke Skywalker for this dumpster fire of a shit fest. So, yeah. Also, Hamill's been done playing the Joker more times than Oprah's retired from TV and radio.
Yeah.
I follow him on Twitter, and no, he's absolutely tickled to be known as the Joker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
he's also playing Skeletor. I'm looking so forward to that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Your main man is playing one of your other main men.
That's right, he fools.
He'll do great at that. I mean,
yeah.
His biggest problem will be making him not sound like the Joker, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I kept hearing that scientist Skeksis, and I was like, whoa. That's
yes.
Not like Joker for a split second. I was like, wait a minute. And then I looked it up. I was like, oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah. There were. I think I did the exact same thing when Sib and I were watching Dark Crystal. It's like, oh yeah, that's Hamill. I should have known that. So, and looks like you get Spelunky too, huh? You a Spelunky fan?
I am a Spelunky fan. I'm a huge Spelunky fan.
I never got into it.
It's brutal, but it's
and I think that's why. What made you like that?
I saw a Twitch streamer, Bear Taffy, play it, and it looked like it visually it appealed to me. And it looked like a lot of fun. Like, I like platformers.
Yeah.
So the older I get, the less good at them I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's one of those games that, oh my gosh, how old is it now?
I was looking it up here. 2008, so 12 years old now.
But it still stands strong.
Yeah,
it's like
I hear about it come up all the time.
Yeah, it's one of the few games that's like almost perfection. It's just done so well. But Derek Yu was working on Spelunky 2 for a while, and he finally dropped the release date, 15th of September.
Yeah. And
hopefully I'll be able to play it.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I've never been able to get into like the procedurally generated things all that much because after a while the sameness always gets to me. But I'm trying to remember.
See, that's funny because Spelunky, it's different every time.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you go through the caves and then you go through the jungle and then you go through the biomes, I guess. But no, every single time it's different.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've tried a few of them, and they just never catch my fancy. You know what it reminds me of? Looking at the pictures here, it reminds me of when the old DuckTales on the NES.
Oh yes,
it actually looks a lot like that.
Also, kind of a brutal game. If I remember.
Yes, it was. That was one of my Blockbuster weekend rentals. That I got the level 2 kind of a thing. Yeah, I didn't do well on that. It was fun though. Great show, except for the remake, which is just awful. So, and what else did you have here?
There's a game in early access right now, and I say early access, but it is very polished. There's a few mechanics missing that they're working on, but it's not like it won't obstruct you from playing the game. But it's a game like if the game The Forest and the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids had a baby.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I do know that one.
And you pick one of 4 kids, little science nerds, and I don't know how big you are, but you're incredibly small. Like
blades of grass. It really is like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids size.
Yeah,
like ants and insects are enemies, like big ones too, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like ladybugs are huge.
Yeah.
Spiders are huge and scary.
I've been seeing that one pop up. It looks interesting. But
I like it. It looks. It's a interesting kind of fresh take on the survival.
Right. Yeah, and seeing everything huge like that. It's kind of, I've been trying, because that one came out around the same time as the Fall Guys, which I'm sure nobody has probably heard of that game by now. I mean, it's only been a week, and it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
And
jelly beans.
It's fun. It's stupid. It's an idiotic game, and the physics of it will make you want to, grind your teeth into, gums, but it actually is fun. I went ahead and bought it and downloaded it and played. I've played several rounds. I've gotten to the final 10 twice, and I've seen the crown that you have to grab to win it, but it really is. It's a lot of fun because they've got multiple levels, I think, and they just added a new one, and it really is like the game Wipeout.
Yes, that's what Ben and I thought too. It's like Wipeout, or do you remember MXC?
Yes, MXC. Yeah, it really is. It's just like that, but you got 100 little bean characters, and I mean, as the it's a nice take on the battle royale genre. It's not just everybody in it shooting guns in a giant circle like Fortnite or PUBG or Apex Legends. It's still a battle royale, but
crazy. Running and shoving and
jumping. pulling tails off of each other in one match.
Tails off of each other. Yep.
Yeah, there's some of them are definitely more inventive than others, for sure. Some of those levels, and some are just kind of like, all right, let's just get through this. Like the matchmaking one, it's only got 9 squares that you're that'll flash up as it counts down, like different fruits. And each time we'll have a couple more fruits, and then it's on 3 screens, a fruit pops up, and then you all have to stand on that fruit. Well, everybody's standing on the squares with the fruit. Almost, somebody knows what they're doing. So, I think the most I've ever seen anybody eliminated out of that was 3, and that was probably because somebody just wasn't paying attention. So but it's a lot of fun. It's cute. It's a simple game. Unfortunately, cheaters are already rampant in it.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't take long. There's...
No, it doesn't.
When you've got hundreds of thousands... the first few days of that game were... I bought it, and I didn't get to play it for another day and a half because their servers couldn't handle the load. It's just one of those games that just took off like crazy. And now everybody... they've already got a crossover with Team Fortress with the costumes, and other people are making little bean costumes and things like that. From everything from like Final Fantasy, which actually looked pretty cool, to God of War, Halo. It just, and all the companies now are jumping in it. Like I'm sure you'll see like a Chipotle burrito before you know it, or something like that.
You know it.
Yeah, because I think people are. It's kind of funny. Like, we have the big story about Epic Games with Fortnite, but Fortnite happened so quickly. It never had something like that had never happened before. Companies didn't jump on the bandwagon until it was practically too late. And all the early adopters, man, they got out there and they got it fast. But people are like, their big companies are noticing and like, hey, this game's really taken off. And all you have to do is pay some money to this company, and they'll make a little bean character of our Chipotle burrito wrap, or I don't know, Taco Bell taco. I don't know. Hey baby, I think I want Mexican tonight.
Okay.
I don't know. Everything is taco and burrito related, or the
Gonna argue.
or the Mexi dips and chips from Taco Bueno, which is probably more of a local thing. If you don't have a Taco Bueno in your area, sucks to be you.
I feel sorry for you. Exactly.
Yeah. Although I think you got it even better because you still have Bueno and you'll have the In-N-Out burgers in your town, which we don't have.
And Taco Cabana.
Yeah, we do have a Del Taco here finally in Tulsa. Actually, not far from where Yunfei is.
Nice.
And it's way out in Tulsa, and I haven't gone to it yet because
they're pretty good.
Don't go to. Yeah, for me, it's a childhood thing. They had a lot of them in California. Yeah. They also had a lot of Der Wiener Schnitzels in California, which I grew up loving and visiting back in California. We had one. And apparently explosive diarrhea isn't a thing you want to have when you're there for your grandfather's funeral.
No.
But Der Wiener Schnitzel came through.
Oh, gosh.
Huh?
What?
Who are you talking to?
I thought Yunfei said something.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, her little light lit up, and I heard...
Somebody saying something.
She's probably talking to the damn cats again. Crazy
no, that wasn't me.
No, that was totally you.
Oh, maybe I bumped my desk or something.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you might have. Well, way to go. You've destroyed the entire flow of the show. So moving on to a mother recovers $20,000 her son secretly spent on Twitch donations.
I saw that.
Over the course of 17 days.
I'm surprised the child is still alive.
Yeah.
Oh, was it... Oh, forgive me for this. Was it a titty streamer?
It said multiple streamers. So...
Okay,
there was some porn involved. I know they said that.
Oh, was there?
So,
yeah. So a teenage kid secretly spent $19,870.94. Apparently, go to IGN for really exact gaming journalism. In Twitch donations. Here's the thing that gets me: he spent that much money in 17 days. That's more than $1,000 a day that little shithead was spending off his mother's debit.
Brutal.
And it wasn't a credit card. It says here it was a debit card, which, by the way, I wish I had that problem of having $19,870.94 in my account to have my son spend that much on titty streamers.
Right?
I mean, again, of course, it does say it wiped out years' worth of savings, so I wonder if it's not actually a debit card, if it was... connected to their savings account somehow, I bet you.
Well, a lot of banks connect your savings to your checking, so if you get overdrawn, they pull everything from your savings so that you don't actually have
But over 17
case.
days, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten an email.
Oh, yeah. She obviously wasn't checking her email or something, because damn.
And I check my ever since we had my identity stolen, I check my bank account practically daily.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Not that anybody wants our account. We have $11 in it.
Right? Yeah, nobody wants my account, but I check it constantly, and every now and then, because I'm online, I'll cross with something. Yeah. But since I got better about the refid stuff, I haven't had a problem. So.
Yeah. Checking mine now because y'all have me paranoid.
Well, I've caught that. What they do is they send like a penny through your.
They'll buy something very small.
Right. And it will, I'm like $2.99. Oh, that must have been a candy bar. I mean, it just it doesn't register. It does now. But back in the beginning, when I got ripped off so bad that one time, was because I missed. I thought it was an odd name, and I thought maybe it was just the shell corporation for the
something
Quick
else
Star
you
or whatever.
bought. Yeah.
Right, and so it didn't even really register. It was only $2.99. Who cares? But the next thing that went through was like $1,000 TV from Taiwan. So, yeah, and it was flagged and stopped.
We had that too.
Mine was.
So every time I see a wayward charge, I'm like, okay, what is this? Ben, do you know what this is? All right, get on the phone.
And Ben's like, I'm sorry, Mel. It's the titty streamers got me again.
Yeah, it's the titty streamers. No,
but,
sorry, go ahead.
Mine was $1,400 to a mortgage company in, Liverpool, England, which I was, of course, at that same day. I was at a Quick Trip earlier in the morning. And unlike Jazz, they didn't flag ours. It went right on through.
Well, my story is I went to get Chinese food for us one night, ordered it online, or ordered it over the phone, went to pick it up, got there, my debit card didn't work. And I was like, what? What's going on? Okay, so they tried it several times. I went out to the car, called the bank. I was like, okay, what's going on? Why isn't my debit card working? Apparently, they shut it off because somebody in, where was it? Bahrain
sounds
but
right.
Somewhere over there, they had used it. So Barbank shut it off without even notifying me. And so I'm here trying to buy food, and they're like, no, it doesn't work. So I was like, well, luckily I have cash on me, which I very seldom do.
Very rarely, yeah.
Yeah, very rarely. So I was like, well, crap. So, yeah, that was a fun time. I hate that.
Yeah, that's how I found out when we got ripped off that time, too. The bank didn't tell me.
Raiders from Bahrain, man.
I don't remember. I think that's
Mine was in
really
Korea. But
Korea sounds about
International Raiders.
Well, like mine was in Liverpool, England, but then I also had charges from local places like Sonic and things like that, and don't get me wrong, I love Sonic, but I don't go there like 18 times in a single day, which is what some of the charges ended up being. It was like, it's like once they realized it was working, boom, they just went for it. And that was fun. The good part too is this whole thing came about because it was on a debit card in my ex-wife's name that I had personally taken in and called to be canceled, and the idiot that did it at the bank didn't do it correctly. As much as I would like to blame her for it was her doing, I don't think she even would know where Liverpool, England was on a globe.
So bad.
But so yeah, can't blame her. But yeah, so
so what happens to the streamers? Like
I was my thought. I think they just lose the money. In all honesty,
that sucks.
Yeah, and
I know I get it, but
yeah, because there was another story. Like she got she got 70%
of it back. She didn't get it all.
Yeah, which
why only 70%?
Because they're like fees and things like that. I mean, technically, it wasn't fraud. I guess there's all sorts of, when it's your family, it's weird. There's a lot of weird legal things. Like I used to work for AOL Shop Direct, and back in the golden days of the internet, like early 2000, like 2000, 2001.
You're showing your age, baby.
Oh yeah, but they had the the pop-up ads. Which, still kind of plague the internet even today. But with, like, kids would get on there and they'd, connect through the dial-up, and they would click on, like, a $200 piece of shit digital camera, which is now worse than every digital camera in a phone ever. And it would automatically charge to their account and be sent out to them. And we couldn't give them the money back until we got the item back in the warehouse. And we took calls all the time, and it was their responsibility because they let their kid on the computer, and whatever happens after that, terms of service, it's on them. And it was a pretty shitty job, but after a while I became so jaded to it, I just hated them for letting it happen. And so I lost all sympathy for everybody on the internet at that point. My house payment bounced. Yeah, well, we're going to need our $299 shitty camera back before we can give that money back to you, and you're just going to have to live in a van down by the river until that point.
The river.
Now, if there's were you satisfied with your call today? No! The best ones were the ones where because we were recording. All calls may be monitored to ensure quality assurance. I don't want to be recorded. Well, we have to. I'm recording you. Ooh, against our policy, you actually can't record us. Click. Double standard, sure, but AOL.
Wow.
Member of Time Warner. But so
Yay!
yeah, she got most of it back. Yay!
Well, that's good. That's just sucky all around.
It really is.
For everyone involved.
Real quick, speaking of that time, did I ever tell you guys the story of when I actually became quality assurance and I listened to a drug bust live on the phone?
Oh wow, no,
wow,
you did not.
No.
Okay.
Do tell.
So after AOL turned into AOL of the modern era, I went and worked for Cricket Phones, which the joke was as we worked for Cricket, and it's not. Trust me, the Cricket of then in early 2000 is not the Cricket of today. That's a totally different company now. But it was always the joke that they didn't take credit checks and things like that. So it was usually largely the phone company of drug dealers and people that couldn't get like Apple service.
Right.
And that came about one day because I was listening to a call, and this guy's from Memphis, Tennessee, I think, and he's like, yeah, I'm having problems and blah, 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 and the guy's going through it, and he's like, okay, sir, I'd be happy to put in your account information. What is your last name? And all of a sudden you hear, boom! Get down on the floor! Down on the floor! Down! 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 Your baby starts crying, ladies in the background screaming. You hear the phone, bump, fall to the ground. People are shouting, clear! 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 Charge incoming! Back away! Boom! Get down on the ground! Down on the ground! Goes on like this for 2 minutes. Typically, we're not supposed to let the call go on that long without a customer responding, but I think the poor guy was in shock. And so 2 minutes of this, and after a while, all the booming and explosions, the kid is still crying, people are in the background talking, and you're like, rah, 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 you please, all this police jargon. And this poor little agent, sir, are you still there? If I don't have a response in 10 seconds, I have to disconnect the call.
Oh, my God.
So we put that one to tape and passed it around the entire office because that was the greatest call ever. But, yeah, so Cricket cell phones, you keep doing you. But, yeah, that was that was a good call. Good time. And I really don't know about, like, there was another guy, Yunfei, what you were asking, that he was, I forget what I think it was Ninja something, not related to the YouTube streaming ninja guy, that was going around and giving like $1,000 donations to streamers just to see their reactions and stuff. Like, and some of them legitimately burst into tears.
Yes, he was doing that to, I can't remember what his name was.
You remember it too,
right?
I
do remember, yeah. He was doing it to smaller streamers who that, $1,000 could have literally changed their life.
Yeah, it could be,
and then
huge.
He just took it away after that.
Then he would file a false payment claim on his credit card or something like that, and I forget how...
Shit move.
It was,
Sorry.
and he got away with it for a little while, and I forget... how much? Let's see. No, I can't remember the name. But I forget how many. It was something similar to the $20,000 like this one racked up.
Yeah.
And they caught wind of what was going on, and then they denied. He did this like over the course of a day and built all that up, and then when he went to undo all the charges, they denied him.
Yep.
And he was then stuck with the $20,000 credit limit or debit, credit card charge. And
hey, that deserves him right.
He didn't. I didn't feel bad for him at all.
No.
But it was similar to that. Like so, but I assume going off of that story that all these people this kid donated to would have lost the majority of the donation. And given he could have been doing it, there's no telling, he could have just done it like $10, $15, $20 at a time, over the course of a couple hours and reached $1,000 in no time at all. It didn't have to be like $1,000 chunks. So I don't know.
That's true. Does it say whether it was small donations or just like
no? It really doesn't. It's the article I have here is from IGN, and it's not as detailed as apparently I had hoped it would be. And he is permanently blocked from to prevent future unauthorized charges. So, but the funny thing is too is it actually didn't come through Twitch where she got this. She said she hit a brick wall with Twitch, and it was extremely frustrating because she couldn't get them to respond.
Really?
And so somebody went on to Reddit, or somebody got hold of it on Reddit, and put them in charge with the payment company Twitch uses, and she contacted them, and they were able to help her finally and actually respond to her at all. Xsola is the paying service company partnered with Twitch.
Reddit gets shit done.
Yeah.
You need somebody found. You need to find the how to get your money back from Twitch. Like Reddit has all the answers.
Yeah. For good or bad, they can use their powers for great many things like this. That poor mom, and and I love that she says the mother claims her son is remorseful and is going to go to counseling. So is the counseling now going to be for both of them because she just beat the crap out of the kid, and now because I would. I don't think
he's grounded forever.
My son would never see a monitor in his lifetime again. At least not in this house.
Shit. Nope. I'd sit him in a room and make him read books.
He'd be pretty hosed for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. You hear that mom tone coming out of Sibs over there? Good Lord. That's PTSD of that kind of noise.
See, and here's where I diverge from the mother. He is also limited to only 1 hour of monitored daily playtime, with the stipulation that he must do positive activities throughout the day, get exercise, and interact with the family in a positive manner. I don't care if he's interacting with family or not. He's still not going to get an hour of screen. He's not going to get an hour of any time. No.
Yeah, no.
You didn't quite come through on that one, Sib.
I was like, no.
No.
It would end up like that one kid that stole his parents' car and went for a joyride.
Yes.
Chased by the police. Yeah. They sold all his shit. He had nothing but just enough clothes to live with, and he slept on the couch.
Yeah, they sold his bed. They sold his dressers.
They sold everything. Yeah, that's what my kid would be dealing with. I'd be like, okay, you now have nothing. Nothing.
That's a level of theft that if you don't nip it in the bud, it's going to land his ass in prison.
Yeah. It ends poorly for all involved.
Yeah.
Very, very poorly. So let's see. The other big kind of one here. This'll hit Sib a little bit. They delayed Halo Infinite, which was supposed to be a launch title with the Xbox Series X.
Those dirt bags. I love some Halo.
Yeah, and I have to wonder how much of this is, we talked about it in the last show. They did their big reveal of gameplay from Halo Infinite, and it, like, a lot of the textures and the stuff in it looked worse than it did on the current generation. And
I've heard that.
Yeah.
And I saw the trailer partially, and I went, wait a minute, something looks a little off.
Yeah,
but
I mean, some of it's a little better, but like the alien, the big one they always bring up is that brown, gray-skinned alien guy. And he didn't look good. And
so it's early reveal footage, probably, so they can say, hey, look, we're working on this to build a hype. But still, no excuse for that.
Well, they're actually, it's not really all that, it can't be too early because right now the rumor is November 6th is the launch, or would have been the launch. It's the launch for the Xbox Series X. So that's only, a couple months away.
Well, God bless them, man. I hope they make up for their Last Jedi version of Halo 5, or wherever that was.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty bad. But
bad I didn't even buy it.
And here's the thing, it's kind of their own fault, because like that showcase where they did the trailer for all that, that's a showcase. You get to it's just streaming video. You get to pick what people are seeing. You didn't have to show the shitty parts. You always show the nice shiny parts. I mean,
exactly.
And literally every game company does this. Like ESO. Well, the gameplay still looks exactly the same. Bring out the CGI trailer, which they did, and they got pounded for because there was no gameplay. But then when you show gameplay, you show it at the top settings. You don't show it running on somebody's potato computer. You show it running on a 2080 at a i9, at its best. Yeah. They didn't do that. And now I think
pretty bad.
I think that's why that's my theory as to why it got pushed back. But, what do I know? I only was kind of mildly looking forward to it. I think Sib she's the much bigger Halo fan in our family. She played all of them.
No, yeah, she's had long discussions with me before, years ago when we were talking
Yay!
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 I was like, dang, this girl knows her freaking Sergeant Johnsons from her Arbiters. Holy smokes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game I started out with. I was but I enjoyed it. But
she was the Cortana.
Mm-hmm.
I will be happy when it does make it.
Yeah, I just hope they do better than that last one, because I don't think I even finished. Was it 5 was the last one?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I finished it.
I played 4. My friend said, don't even buy 5. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, don't do it.
Yeah. Wow. Or maybe it was 4 that I didn't finish, and then I didn't buy 5. I can't even remember. I just know they were... After the original creators that have moved on.
Reach and Bungie?
Bungie, yeah. Once 343 is doing it now, and they're actually a really good studio, but they're not Bungie.
4 wasn't too bad. It felt like a decent, shaky start, but then they did 5, which I don't know why they let Ryan Johnson in their studio, but apparently they did.
Yeah, well, and the good part is, at least with I know with 4 at least, the multiplayer was really, really good. I didn't get into it much, but it was supposed to be solid multiplayer, and that single player campaign, it's like what? Who are these people? Why are they? I don't care. Where's the other guys? These guys don't even make sense. They're just copied and pasted the other guys with blue floaty crystals or something.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What a mess.
Yeah. So, and of course, the last one we have here is kind of the biggie from the intro. The Epic Games, Apple, and Google are kids. I think we're going to need to have you sit down. Listen, we love you guys very much, and this isn't your fault, but your mother and I, we're just not good for each other. She takes 30% of everything I own.
Dang.
The other one, I mean, just lazy. I mean, they listen. They're listening through the walls. They listen to everything you do. They know your search history. They know that you're looking for Asian midget porn all the time. We're just gonna have to separate. I'm sorry. We're gonna take our Fortnite and we're gonna have to go home.
Oh gosh.
Basically, I mean, it's kind of Epic knew exactly what they were doing, and I'm still not sure exactly where I fall on this one, because what they're doing isn't a bad thing necessarily, because Apple's 30% cut of everything on their game store is pretty atrocious. I mean, it's
pretty bad.
And I'm all for capitalism and stuff like that, and they did build the platform up, but at the same time, it's kind of like what we talk about in ESO and other transaction things, where they make it so crazy high to buy something with the Crown store on ESO or something like that, if they lowered that a little bit, they'd probably make a way more money.
I know. I don't understand why they don't ever think of that. It just boggles my mind.
Well, in Apple at 30%, given it's the consumer, us, the little people, it doesn't really bother us, but small indie companies and things like that are trying to get their mobile game or something like that out there, that 30%, I can't even imagine how many companies that's prohibitive to, that they're just we can't afford that and still make any money at all. So
pretty nuts.
On that aspect, I kind of agree with it, but at the same time, I mean, let's not pretend Epic Games is being altruistic at all in any of this, because 30% of all their stuff is also being taken. And as I said in the thing, so at 30%, Apple made $360 million in over the course of last year in revenue alone from Fortnite. And that's at 30% of them taking what Fortnite earned. So that leaves the other, $700-something million that went straight to Epic Games, I would assume. So, I mean, they're not exactly, they're not hurting for money either. But I don't know. It's just kind of it was a ballsy move because they knew exactly what they were doing. And for those of you that don't know the story, like most of the people that are probably in this chat right now.
No, Jazz, I know the story. I think it's hilarious.
I was meaning more like Jazz and Sib, the quiet ones. You know how.
What about us?
That you may not know the full story.
Oh no, I've been listening to my kids talking about it, so I know far more than I want to.
Well, that's good. See, your kids keep you informed. But yeah, so Fortnite was on Apple and Google Play, and you go through those companies in order to buy the V-Bucks or whatever.
No, I know that because I have to get things for them.
Yeah, because you get to do it.
Yeah.
So they permanently have now reduced the price of their V-Bucks by 20%, which I think is actually what we've always talked about. You reduce the price of that, I bet you people probably spend a little bit more because they feel like they're getting a better deal. But the only way
people buy shit on sale. Always. Oh yeah. I mean, look at ESO when they put the crowns on sale.
Yeah. Well, imagine
the amount of crowns they sell in that period of time is mind-boggling. I know I spent way too goddamn much.
Well, that's the thing too on this one, Jazz. It's not a sale. This is a permanent 20%
No, I know it. I'm
reduction.
just saying that people will still treat it like a sale at least for the first couple months.
Imagine if crowns actually went down in ESO for something we all play. If it went down by 20%, oh yeah.
If they cut everything by price by 20%, they'd sell tons.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of good stuff on there.
Oh, it went down by 20%, but it also was moved off of the Apple platform,
which is and that was
broke terms of service for.
And
Apple.
they knew that would happen because then they released.
Knew that would happen.
They removed it, and then they released that
Apple.
Awesome 1984 trailer. Oh yeah.
They taunted Apple, then Apple was like, "All right, bye." Kick the game off.
Yeah, and they kicked it off, and but they knew that was going to happen because they already had that pre-generated video that was copying the old. For any of you that aren't us, don't remember that old Apple commercial of the big black and white screen and the people gazing at it, as angry. And the chick runs through it. Well, it is that, but the chick running in is everyone else is in black and white, and she's all colored. And she throws her big llama axe through the TV. It's basically that trailer just redone with Fortnite characters. And you do graphic stuff, Strafate. That doesn't just happen within like the day they decided to do this.
No, that was generated early.
That was waiting in the wings. So they knew what they were doing, and then they released that, and then they even had the hashtag free Fortnite, which little pompous. You did this to yourself. So I mean, it's not like Apple and Google are keeping the man down, but at the same time, it does kind of suck for all the kids and stuff, especially the parents that were using that as a babysitter. Can you imagine now their kids aren't playing Fortnite on the phone? They actually have to pay attention to their children.
Oh, heaven forbid the humanity.
I know. And see, and Epic Games didn't think about all the parents that are miserable and not really good parents and now have to talk to their children. Frankly, it's rude, really. I mean, but so Epic then sued Apple and Google, and that's kind of actually where we're at right now.
Ballsy.
Is very ballsy.
They're the ones that technically broke the rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I haven't the details even at this time. They're still kind of sketchy as to like what they're suing for. I know it didn't stop a lot of other people like us and streamers and things like that from instantly railing on all of them, which I think is fair. I mean, they're all it's hard to like, oh no, the multi-billion-dollar companies are fighting.
Oh dear, yeah, that can only benefit us. So
yeah,
is there nothing better to do?
Well, the thing is, there's nothing else going on in the world. So I mean, now seems like the time to do that. I mean, name me 100 things that are going on wrong in the world right now. I mean, I bet off the top of your head, I bet you can't even do it.
Oh, Lozzie.
Oh, yeah.
No. It's impossible. I mean, you got what? Like,
it's like the freaking end times.
You have what? Maybe a hangnail or something. You know, is the worst thing going on in your life right now.
Hurricanes in Iowa come to mind. Zombie cicadas. That's
zombie
fun.
Cicadas is a good one. I actually like. See, and I this goes back to what I think before with the show we were talking about how 2020 seems like it's just somebody traveling through time back to 2020 trying to fix something that went wrong, and every time they do it, they make it worse. And now that's how we got murder hornets, and now we have zombie cicadas,
which disappeared. Murder hornets disappeared.
Yeah, it turns out that wasn't going to be as big of it. It wasn't as scary as it first sounded, I think, because murder hornet sounds a little silly.
At some point, I just stopped watching this hysteria on the news. It's useless. It's like to keep you on a constant state of fear. And I'm like, dude, I'm over that. Murder hornet, zombie cicadas. Come on, guys.
Well, no, they're a thing. It's just, to me, it's funny that it's all happening this year.
Yeah. So is a can of Raid. I'm just saying.
Well, no, the zombie cicadas are already dead. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
I don't care.
A blessed can of Raid.
Yeah, right.
Well, then you hold a match.
Well, see,
and then you flame it, man.
And for
there's a mold, and it infects the cicadas, and so they start moving on their own.
Didn't play through the documentary series The Last of Us. This is how we end up getting mushroom zombie people.
Oh my gosh!
It starts with zombie cicada. It started with zombie ants. We already knew about them. It's that mold.
Yep.
It jumps to the cicadas.
Yeah.
From there, it's going to go to hummingbirds. From there, crows. Crows are going to go to cats. Cats to dogs. Dogs to donkeys, because obviously they're in the food chain. They're a very important part of it. Donkey! From there, it's going to jump to apes, which are close to humans. And from there, humans. And that's how we get zombie people. You're welcome.
Okay. Excellent.
Excellent. Jumps from apes. Jumps.
The only thing I heard lately that was like not a bad thing was the cannibal ants. Because I'm like, isn't that a self-solving problem?
It seems like that would be a self
really seems like that's of all the scary weird things to come with this. Cannibal ants was like, okay, that's really not scary because that means they eat themselves, right?
Well, Jazz, buckle up.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with the cannibal ants.
Not 2020.
Yeah.
Just 2020 can be summed up in here, hold my beer.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, see, the guy that's trying to fix the timeline, he didn't foresee the cannibal ants. So what he's going to do, he's going to try to come back again. He's going to try to kill off the first cannibal ant, but what he's not going to realize is one of the cannibal ants is going to get on him. And now every time he jumps, he spreads those ants to other areas of the globe where he's trying to stop things like, I don't know, the giant small nuclear explosion in Beirut.
No
that was
or the locusts sweeping across Africa. That's fun.
California's on fire again, which is always well, technically
that's kind of going to be like, I think that's our new normal.
Yeah, well, that's their fault for not allowing like the fire, the
and the horrible drought because they sold all their water.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Well, also the fact that they let 70% of their rainwater fall back into the ocean, because God help you if you actually build something that impedes the cave-dwelling Paiute trout. That's a legitimate thing. I'm not even making that up.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Cave-dwelling Paiute trout is one of their reasons they won't do that. So, California. I really wish we could do the Bugs Bunny thing. Florida, California, get a saw, go along the border, push them into the ocean.
I'm okay with that. Both of them.
You know why? Because now Vegas, beachfront property, awesome.
Hey, man, I can finally sing that George Strait song. It'll be right. Like, got some oceanfront property in Arizona.
That's right.
There you go.
But, so that...
opened, and guess what? Kids are sick.
Yep.
Who would have thought that was going to happen?
I know, they're also shocked, right? Oh, that's what I didn't tell you. It was kind of... I got to tell you, this is really ironic. In a very kind of hilarious, mean way. So I know you'll love it.
Probably.
You know about the school thing because we had talked about how they were making us go to school because the governor decided that schools had to go back full-time no matter what. And they were originally going to do the hybrid thing, and then they were told they had to do all or nothing, and so they voted basically for nothing. So everybody's going to be virtual.
Which is
but people who are they're going to either be all the way or virtual, and we signed up for the virtual. Now here's the fun part. Guess what the derecho did?
Oh, you're the dare. You keep calling it derecho, and it sounds like Mexican food.
Hi, Derecho, whatever it is.
I'll have the delicioso with my margarita.
I'm going to assume it took out much of the internet in your area.
No, it landed on the middle school.
Oh, shit.
Wow. So the middle school gym and the roof of the middle school is gone. They're all like, well, fuck, now what do we do?
A million voices of junior high kids all cried out in glee.
Yeah.
Because they refused to build a new middle school. They built a new elementary school, and we built a new high school, or we upgraded the high school. But the middle school was never upgraded. It has no air conditioning, and it has 3 floors and no elevator.
Not anymore. It doesn't.
So it's the only part of the school that doesn't have AC, and so now it literally has lots of AC. Yeah, it was kind of amusing because I was like, well, that kind of puts a hole in everybody going back to school next week, doesn't it? So now everything's on permanent hold. They have no idea what we're going to do.
Yeah, well, thank you for following Chaladol. I think I know who that is, too. That's probably...
Yeah, I think we do know who that is.
That is the mother of trolls. That would beware. I'm just saying.
What's up, Chaladol?
Beware.
But, yeah, that's... Oof. Okay, I want to circle back real quick, too. The footage from Beirut, was it Beirut?
Yeah, it was Beirut. It was terrible.
I kept. She said Bahrain earlier, and I'm like, wait, shoot, 2 B names in one show. I can't do this. Beirut. That was. I mean, I just fat. I know it's awful, and it's that country was already at like 50% unemployment. They were devastated before, but seeing that explosion, I just am fascinated by things like that. It really did look like a nuclear bomb went off. That was and because it had been burning for 5 minutes, the fact that so many people were already recording it and there were so many different angles, in the devastation afterward. I mean, that pier turned into a crater. I mean, it's not even, it's just a crater now that filled in with ocean water.
Yep.
But
that was really scary. Like, I can't imagine being there.
Yeah, I think they say now there's...
Is it 200 dead?
There's quite a few dead, but there's I think 300,000 are homeless, 100,000 of which are kids. Yeah, well, I mean, it really looked like something out of Independence Day, where the roofs, when that pressure wave came, it just blew the roofs off. Like, did anybody see the one video that came in real clear where the lady was doing her, they were videotaping her bridal, like, pictures?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh, yeah. So they're in the middle of the city, and she's got her white dress on, she looks beautiful, and they're kind of, the camera guy's going around her, and she's doing her little poses, and then, boom, everything shakes, and the camera guy is running one way, the bride and everybody's running the other. Every piece of glass around them is just blown out of these buildings, and they're at street level, so they didn't see, they may not have even known that one place was on fire. It's just all of a sudden this concussive wave blows through there, and it's in 4K because they were, she was clearly very, very wealthy. But I mean, just the footage from that is stuff like that is always, I know it's morbid and it's horrible, but it's, things like the same thing with 9/11, the Murrah Federal building, big world shattering events like that. I've always been fascinated by them because I'm morbidly horrible. But
I put something in our general for you to see.
What's that? Oh, yes. I actually posted that chair.
You did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a picture of somebody's basic folding lawn chair for their backyard. A nice lawn chair. Don't get me wrong. Embedded in somebody's outside of somebody's house because of 100-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. We get that stuff here in Oklahoma with tree. When we had that tornado go through 41st, there were tree branches embedded in embedded into the like stucco and building fronts of the outdoor shopping mall. Just like whole branches just pushed through it. Yeah, it was as wind is not your friend. Nature hates you and wants you dead. You'll believe me? Listen to jazz and zombie cicadas.
You just wouldn't. I mean, I didn't. I haven't. Oh, you've seen, because you have my Facebook. You've seen the pictures of around my house.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable how many trees were down and hardly anything. They did come and get our great big trash bin thing.
Oh, that's good at least.
Because, well, the guy that helped us move the last tree out of the way, it was the biggest branch. It was across our driveway and we were working on it when he got here. He comes walking up and he was like, "Huh." I'm like, "Why?" Because I recognized him. He's like, "So I need your trash bin. We won't charge you for emptying it, but we've got in town, they need them."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's fine. You can have it. But as you see, we have a problem." And he's like, "Got a rope?"
Mm-hmm.
So he hooked it onto the back of his truck and we roped that thing and we
good.
moved it off the road. It was very nice. It was wonderful. And then he came and he got it and took it all away, and they'll bring it back eventually. But that was how we got the last tree out of the way.
Just somebody else like, I don't want to be that guy, but we're taking this. Yeah.
I think he thought we'd be upset. Well, they had come and taken it one time without asking us.
Oh, well,
they just came and took it, and I was pissed.
Well, yeah, especially if you're going to be paying for that.
I'm paying for it, and we were in the middle of using it, and he came and he took it, and then they were going to charge us for the dump fee, and I'm like, "Oh no, you didn't get to charge me for the dump fee." So they ended up bringing it back, and we had it for quite a while. Yeah. And then they came and they got it, and over the winter we didn't have it, and then when spring got here, they brought it back, and so he says he'll bring it back before winter gets here, and we'll be able to have a couple of weeks where we can just throw everything into it. So, but yeah. Yay.
But yeah, as Kishma said, 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate, which a van full of that took down the building here in Oklahoma City back in the late 90s. So
I remember that. Yeah. I was in school.
Yeah.
My question is, what were they doing with it?
Well, I guess it's not really politics because it's not ours, but Hamas is actually really big. They're basically run the government in Lebanon, and apparently that port is highly controlled by Hamas, and like they'll get foodstuffs, but they'll take it into Syria from there. They'll also take shipments of weapons and things like that. Like from the reports I heard of people that went there to try to help other people, after that explosion happened, Hamas and the government quarantined that entire area and kept people from going into the port to do anything.
That's not dubious at all.
No, not at all.
Didn't they have riots after that?
They've had a lot of riots, and a lot of the people in their government have resigned. But again, they're Hamas, so they're doing just what they're told. But Lebanon's it's a very, very corrupt country. I've listened to a couple of radio shows where they talk to people that have lived there and left there, and it's exactly what you would think of a country that's ran by a terrorist organization like Hamas.
What was that?
What's that?
It sounded like I don't know, like somebody hit their microphone or something. It was weird.
I didn't hear anything.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm hearing things.
The voices in her head are playing tricks on her again. They're in there with like sound effect board. Click. But
didn't the prime minister step down? He was
they all did. From what I heard,
I'm stepping down.
Almost everybody in the top echelons of their government have stepped down, and now they want somebody else. I can't take it back. The people want somebody else. Hamas wants to put in, they're basically the same guy in a different coat, and that's where the riots and stuff are coming about. But
it's that little trick that you do in Civilization, where you put the puppet government and taking over the city, right?
Yeah, well, and 50% unemployment leaves a lot of really angry, hungry people that have nothing better to do than rise up and try to hopefully better their situation. But it's being devastated like they were. It's not Beirut's, it's a pretty good sized town. It's got millions of people, but now they've also have the I forget the refugees, I think, from the Syrian refugees. I think they have over 1 million of those guys in there too already. So they were already overcrowded. They already didn't have any jobs. It could not have probably happened to a worse spot in the world that would be incapable. And then on top of that, you have COVID, and everyone that is injured is afraid to go to the hospitals, which are already overburdened there.
Yep.
And that was before people had, bleeding eardrums and massive head injuries and all the other stuff that comes from a 2,700 ton explosion of ammonium nitrate.
Not good.
No. Oh, by the way, yeah. Supposedly it was set off by a fireworks factory that had just happened to be on the dock near there.
I heard of that derp all week that week, yes.
Yeah. So how many
I'm thinking there's something else going on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, they only smuggle in weapons and grenade launchers and things like that, missile components and stuff to be shipped into Syria. So I'm sure it just happened to be that was also where they kept their 4th of July fireworks.
Like, hey, bro, what's this box that says made in North Korea? You don't discuss that. That doesn't exist. Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Nope.
All right.
Yeah.
4th of July fireworks.
Well, I mean, the 4th of July is very popular in Lebanon.
Yeah, I bet.
There's a slight disconnect, but we get what you meant.
No, I'm American. The entire world celebrates the 4th of July like we do. I know this. Don't come in with me with your fake news, Jazz. Don't even come out with that. I know better. I'm American. You can tell because I speak in America. All right, I've had enough of this. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in today and going through this crazy junk we call a show. Put the outro in there. All right.
Hey!
Well, again, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Remember, twitch.tv/CrashWhileLoading if you're on the podcast. I'm just going to put this out there. Give us a 5-star and a review on iTunes. Like everybody on the show has already done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, multiple times, I'm sure, because that really does help get our numbers up so people can find the show when they look for podcasts on podcast apps. So, just if you love what you do for free.
And you know it, clap your hands.
Right.
Sorry, I went down the wrong way. Sorry, my bad.
I'll go back to sleep. You put your left foot out. But yeah, go ahead and give us a, iTunes, if you got it, download it. 5-star, 2-star, 1-star, I don't care. Just as long as you do something, it helps out. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and Jazz, Sibs, Trafay, Yunfei, you guys for being awesome and actually showing up, even despite a future 5-hour drive in the future of one of us.
Taters.
Yeah. So appreciate everybody, and I still don't have an outro for this stupid show, so I guess I'll just end it on the Godzilla quote of "Let them fight." That's it. Bye. Go. Shoot. Go away. Music, as always, is provided by Husky by the Geek. Visit him at youtube.com/HuskyByTheGeek to hear all his great video game rock covers and original music. Daddly daddly.